Hi everybody, it's Alma. Welcome to Keto Meets Menopause. You are meeting with me today here in my restroom. Why, you ask? Because a lot of important things happen in our restroom. What are those things? Well, for me, they are that I weigh myself here, I measure myself here, I get a pretty good visual of myself in here, I get dressed in here, and I test my ketones here. So, in the order of importance for me, let's go over that. So the first thing would be measuring. Now, you know what? I was probably well into my first 40 pounds of weight loss before I ever really started measuring myself. So I have no idea how many inches I've lost in total. And I think that's a really big mistake that I made. I really think that I would be able to appreciate even more my achievements had I been measuring. I know that when I started my journey, I was wearing a size 16. I probably needed to be in an 18, but I just wouldn't do it. I was pushing some major sizes there for me. I'm only 5'3", so that really is sizable for someone of my height. I measure myself far more often than I used to. In fact, I want to get to the point to where I do that with you guys so that I am fully accountable to you as well as myself. So anyway, measuring yourself, that tells a bigger story than the scale. The scale may not budge whatsoever, and yet when you measure yourself, you'll see that you've lost a ½ inch, an inch, and then cumulatively across all your body, it really adds up. And that's when you realize the scale does not tell the entire story, because it can fluctuate, you know, for me, 2 to 3 pounds in a day's time, whereas I'm still eating the same foods, I'm not cheating, etc. Maybe water consumption was a little bit less, but your scale at the end of your week will help you get a better understanding of what's going on. So I strongly urge that you start measuring yourself. Get a diary, take it to heart what your measurement tape is doing versus your scale. Now, the scale. So yeah, the scale and I have had a very long, tumultuous relationship. However, I can't give it up. I cannot give up the scale. I've always gotten on the scale. I had one of the scales that just gives you your readings to the ounce. I decided, you know what, because it's not giving me the entire story, let me upgrade my scale game. So, being the frugal person I am, and let me tell you, I have to be frugal because my son is in the banking industry and he also has a channel. I'll link it up here. He has a channel and he talks about being financially responsible. And I know I am his biggest challenge in this world because I see a commercial like, oh, I need that. Yeah, anyway, I digress. So, the scale. Let's talk about the scale. So, my scale. This is what I purchased. I purchased this Von Haas scale from Amazon. It was fairly inexpensive, like $21 and maybe even free shipping. I can't really remember. But my husband and I are using this. You can program up to 12 individuals on this scale. It asks for your height, your age, and then whether you're male or female. And then it does body calculation each time that you step on it. So what you'll do each time, and I hope this doesn't affect the audio. If it does, I apologize. What you'll do each time is you will just click and you'll select through the up or down arrow which user it is that's getting on the scale. So I am the first one, and it said 5'3", 50 years old, and then it'll give me my percentages. It gives you a lot of information. It gives you your bone density, your water retention, your BMI, your muscle mass, and your body fat percentage. So I'm looking at especially the muscle and the water retention. Of course, the fat is important, but those are the 2 items that I'm looking at. Why? Because water retention, if you're a woman, you know when you're retaining extra fluid. You wake up in the morning and you literally feel it. What I want to start doing is making sure that I have my camera handy and do a snapshot. I absolutely wish I had purchased one that actually stores it in memory, but live and learn, right? So this is oops. So this is quickly becoming a better friend than my old scale, simply because it gives me more of an idea of what's going on within my system and my body and weight loss and my journey. So if you're just looking at numbers, maybe this might be something that you might want to invest a few dollars in. It just depends on where you are in your journey and how important the scale is. Some people don't ever get on the scale, and I'm just not one of those people. I require the scale, even though I know that my measurement tape and my clothes are going to be a better story than the scale. Last thing that I do here in the restroom, well, it's not the last thing, but the last thing in this video is my ketones. So there's a lot of people that say there's no need to test, but if you're like me and you're really trying to figure out what the heck your body is trying to do, again, menopause is no joke, the struggle is truly real. I went off and I purchased a couple of monitors. Now, I have the Novamax, and the Novamax allows you to check your ketones, glucose as well as ketones, and the strips are fairly expensive on both sides of the story, whether it be glucose and or whether it be ketone monitoring. So I use this strictly for testing my ketones, because I know I can buy cheaper versions of the glucose testing with a different monitor, and I'll show you that as well. But this is my monitor. It does track your history, and what I'm going to do is most likely do a video on testing my ketones probably tomorrow. I am going to most likely start an egg fast tomorrow, and I want to be able to understand where I am day one all the way through the end of it. I'm not giving myself a timeline. It may last one day, it may last 2 days, I don't know. And it's going to be a modified egg fast. It's not going to be your traditional egg fast whatsoever. So anyway, here is the Novamax you test strips. And let me tell you, test strips are expensive, but I was able to find the 10 count on sale, Walmart.com, for like $12. I purchased 4 of them. If you buy a package of 2, there was a bigger discount. So check Walmart.com on the Novamax, and you'll find that you can occasionally find them on sale. Now, speaking of Walmart, again, I want to be cost effective. So I purchased their Reli-On, hope you can see that, the Reli-On glucose monitor. So this is how I actually test my glucose levels. This unit was, I think, $9, and I believe the test strips are 100, I don't know, 100 for a very reasonable price. I will try and write down somewhere here exactly how much it was. Anyway, this is what I use for testing my glucose. And then they also sell the strips. Now, I know there's a lot of people that say, look, you know what, when you're first starting the ketogenic way of life, way of eating, this will give you a better understanding in the beginning versus the end, because your body is not expelling as much of the ketones any longer, because your body's not wasting it. But this is, again, from Walmart, the brand Reli-On, and it's cheap. So those are some of the important things that I do here in my restroom, along with every single morning getting ready. I say every morning, let me be honest, about 5 days out of 7 days of the week, I get out, get ready for my bike ride and my trail walk. I try to do that, again, 5 days a week. I do between 10 and 12 miles, sometimes more, sometimes less. It just depends. If I'm with my husband, it's much shorter. But I'm just very thankful that he gets out there with me. So anyway, that's my story about what I do here in the restroom. I think there's a few more things that we do, obviously. But do I really need to talk about that? I don't think so. So anyways, I hope that you gained a little bit of insight as far as measuring, weighing, and usage of the ketone monitor. And I look forward to spending time with you. If you have any suggestions as to items that I can use to incorporate how to judge what's going on with this menopausal body, I would greatly appreciate your comments and your input. And I look forward to spending more time with you. Have a blessed day, and I will see you soon. Bye.